Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Robert Kelly, a.k.a. The Dude, a.k.a. The King of Zoom. Thanks for checking out the Calta and Kelly YouTube page. We hope you like what we're putting up there. Make sure you go to patreon.com/Robert Kelly and sign up over there, because every week we put a show, an extra show. Friday show, only Patreon. And we also have the J.O. party on Saturday night, only Patreon. That means you, all the fans, get to come into a Zoom and hang out with us and all the other ladybugs. And it's a blast. So we also let you watch all the shows live. YKWD live, all the Calta and Kelly's live, unedited, all go on the Patreon. And you also get the 10-minute extra YKWD every week goes on there, along with Live from the Shed, one-on-ones, Tech Talk with Bobby and Friends. There's so much content up there. And you know what? It's all for what? A price of a cup of coffee. $5 gets you in the door. And you're going to love it. So make sure you go over there, patreon.com/Robert Kelly. And here's another little thing I want you to do. If you like this content we're putting up, subscribe and like. That's it. Just hit the little button, subscribe, so you know when we got a new show out, and then like it so we know you like what we're doing. Okay? That's it. Patreon.com/Robert Kelly. Subscribe and like. Now, enjoy the show.
Right down from your belly. So get in here, you half a queer. It's time for Calta and Kelly.
That's for you.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, how are you, Mike?
I'm trying to adjust my lights. I got a new setup. Can you tell I have a new setup? Can you see it?
Yeah, you look like you're in space.
What does that mean?
I mean, you look like you're in a spacecraft.
Always
like
a negative Nelly right out of the gate.
Why is that negative? Space is good to most people.
I don't think you're saying I look like an astronaut. It's not.
I didn't say an astronaut. I said you look like you're in space. You'd be a fatstronaut.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out my lighting situation.
As you would say to me, you look great.
No, well, I would not say that if you didn't look great.
You've done it. You've
Never.
said to me, dude, you look great. It's great. Just tell me it looks great. Let's go.
Do you remember the villain from the original Batman and Robin show, Egghead?
Vincent Price.
Was it Vincent Price? That's right. Remember him?
I mean, I see it coming. Is that who I am?
No. I was just wondering. I thought of him today for the first time in a while.
What made you think of him, Michael?
Eggs. I had eggs for breakfast.
You don't eat eggs. You hate eggs. You've said it on the show.
That's why you're my best friend, because you know that.
I do know that, but you shouldn't like me because I look like an egg.
What? That didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, I look like a fucking round egg. And you know what? As I'm looking at myself, you got a good point. That's why also, I keep that eyebrow.
They're not round, they're egg shaped. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's what Mutsy's gonna look like when he's old.
Oh, Mutsy. We gotta get him on the show.
I would say Mutsy has a podcast that's 10 minutes long. I think he's already stopped doing it, but it was just him giving positive affirmations.
What's wrong with that?
Mutsy.
I'm just saying what he was doing.
I'm saying he stole that from somebody that looks like him. That would be you.
I know who that was.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I want to put my mic over here. Can you still hear me, Mike? Mush?
You sound amazing.
I sound amazing. Great. I like it over here.
Do I sound amazing?
Yes.
Who sounds better?
Right now, Bobby does.
What?
Eat a dick. How about that?
The King of Zoom. The Zoom of King. What's going on? Talk to me. What's happening today? See, here's the thing. You know, Mike, you know so much more about Mike's lights are not better than fucking Bobby's.
Oh, people have spoken.
People can suck an egg.
Fat per egg. Fucking Lou's funny.
Yeah, she's funny.
Oh.
Anyways,
How was your workout with Joe List this morning?
Joe List was very fucking great this morning. It's hard to believe that I'm weak. I mean, this is it. Tomorrow's the last day of the 30-day less titty challenge. And
30-day? I keep saying 90-day.
Yeah, I know you do. It's the 30-day less titty challenge. And tomorrow's the last day. And it went by so fast. I think I might do another month.
I mean, not all the problems are solved in 30 days. You know?
Yeah, I know that, but that's not the point of the fucking challenge.
What is?
You know, you're very at least I might be aggressive. You're passive aggressive.
I'm here to tell you what other people won't say. You need another 30.
Dude, I need another fucking year. I get the point. The point of the 30 days, your hat sucks, is that it fucking it was to jumpstart, motivate, move, just get it going. Because I did the diet, and what happened was I was losing weight, not eating, but I felt weak. The whole thing started because I went to put a suitcase in the trunk.
And what happened?
We were going away for a little bit, and I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it up. I couldn't get the fucking suitcase into the back. I'm like, I'm losing muscle. My legs are fucking getting weak. Everything on my body's fucking withering away. I was starting to get little flaps right here in my arm. I'm starting to get these little flaps. I'm like, fuck that. The whole point was to get muscle, move, and do it as best as I could do it without people up my asshole. You know what you got to do, Bobby? That's good, but that's gonna, you know, the real thing. I had a fucking guy yesterday.
Every fat guy is a fucking weightlifter once you start lifting weights.
Yep.
I got a message this guy last night. Can I read what this fucking piece of garbage said to me?
Oh yes, please say his name too, so I could beat him up.
No, I don't want to beat him up. He's just a cunt. He really is just a fucking cunt. Where is it? Oh, did he delete it? This fucking motherfucking cocksucker fucker.
Sometimes they think they need to be funny all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, save that for us. That's what we're.
No, this guy was not being. This guy was not being fucking, brother. This guy was not being serious. I mean, he was not being funny. This guy was really like coming at me with some horse shit. Okay, here we go. I got it. Okay. Oh, this is so passive aggressive. And he's a used to be fat guy. He's he's like a trainer. He's kind of shredded. You know what I mean? He's a comedy fan.
What did he say? Tell me what he said.
But he does, he does all kinds of fucking, all kinds of horse shit,
Mm-hmm.
Ready? Here we go.
Ready.
I want all right, what the fuck? I want to root for you, Bobby, but it's right there. I'm fucking done. I'm done. I want to root for you, but you're then go fucking follow somebody else. You're a cunt out of the gate. The word but, passive aggressive. You're being like a fucking a woman when you fucking do that shit. I want to root for you, Bobby, but it's every year you get people hyped for you to lose weight, and you just don't commit. Okay, let's talk about the word commit for a sec. Let me just rant for a second, Michael.
Yeah, no, I want to beat this guy up. Go ahead.
Let's talk about the word commit. You mean in December when I came back from fucking Aruba and I said, I'm done. I stopped eating sugar. I stopped grains. I stopped dairy. And I since December, by the way, it was a 30-day diet. The whole 30, the whole 30 I've been on since December. Committed to changing the way I eat forever. 95% of the time since December, I've committed to not having sugar, not having grain, shitty food, not having fucking any processed foods. Everything I eat has 5 ingredients. You can read it on the package for the most part. Committed since December. Okay. Right. There you go. Okay. I want you to get healthier. Do you? I want you to lose the weight. Do you? But you got to want it more. How much more do you have to want it? You're a person that doesn't understand fucking human beings. I would love, you'd make a great fucking drug counselor. You just go up to a fucking guy with heroin. You got to want it more. I know your life, your teeth are falling out. Your fucking wife left you. Your kids hate you. You're going to go to jail. You got to want it more. Go fuck yourself. You don't know shit. You want to read what I wrote him back?
Yes.
Okay. You really can go jerk off in a cup and drink it. For the last 6 months, I've changed everything about the way I eat and put in my body. I kind of fucked up on the wording because I was so angry. I didn't spell check. So there's a little spelling errors that I really can't fix.
Happens. It happens.
Right. About the way I eat and put in my body. And for the last 4 weeks, I've worked my ass off with movement and muscle building with the hashtag 30-day less titty challenge. And I did put the hashtag just to keep it going. You know what I mean? I'm always fucking
Smart,
Brandon.
smart.
Always Brandon.
Smart.
Never mind the spiritual work I've put in. Okay. Look at the last couple of years. I know, look, mush. I mean, we're going to bring this up. I've snapped on a couple of times, but listen, well-deserved if you ask me, but, but you know, I've been working on that, right? Spiritual work I put in. So before you fucking tell me your dumb, passive-aggressive horse shit, just take care of yourself. I'm good. And I'm very happy with what I've done for myself. And I'm proud of the people doing it with me. People love to discourage. That's all you're fucking doing. When you say the word but and you're a cunt, you're not motivating, you're not encouraging, you're discouraging some fucking fat person or somebody who's got a hard time. That's why I fucking hate these cunts busting up. I guarantee you do fucking steroids. Guarantee you pump shit in your ass. I ain't doing any of that. I'm fucking old school, 1950 Superman motherfucker right here. This is steel from America, made with fucking logs. Rocky fucking IV, motherfucker. So, discourage and judge people. I don't play that shit. Go fuck yourself.
Signed, Mike Calta. No, I am supporting what you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
You made me do it one day with you, and then when you were done, I was like, I got to get in here more often.
Yeah.
You inspired me.
Thank you. And you know what? It's when this is the thing too. I'm very happy. I have the best friends in the fucking world because all the people that did it, Ari, you, Joe, Stavi, Feeney, Sagalo, Verzi, they all said the same thing while we were doing it. It was like, that was great. I invented what I tried to invent with the hashtag 30-day less titty challenge is you can do it anywhere. You in your living room, wake up, just fucking do it. Any time of the day, grab a pair of dumbbells, grab a fucking resistant band. It doesn't matter and just do this stupid workout that I made up. Listen, dude, I make this shit up the day of. You know that, right?
That's the only problem I have with your workout.
What?
You start yelling at me the moves to do, and I get confused. And then I'm doing a different move from you, and you're yelling at me. That's the only problem. Everything else.
I did not yell at you once.
No, I don't mean yelling at me in a mean way. I mean like you're like yelling at me in a Richard Simmons kind of way, like a motivational way. And I'm like, I can't get it around my fat ankles fast enough.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing is you don't have to. You can make it any way you want. And in the video,
I did not feel pressured to keep up with you.
No, I didn't yell at anybody. The whole thing is that I was like, listen, man, you jump in, do what you want. If the band, look at Ari's band broke 5 times.
Is that what happened? I saw him holding the band.
Joe List today, the band snapped off his foot and smashed him in the face.
Oh. That's
and
great.
he really got hurt. You know what I mean?
Are you gonna work out at my house when you're here?
Pie of the tiger.
Fucking Lou's trying to get me motivated.
That's not
Happy
Lou.
that-
That was
No.
Greg.
Higher
Fucking, what?
earlier. I said that you motivated me. And she's like, really though? You got to want it more.
Ah, you fucking twat. Lou's on fire today.
Mm.
You son of a bitch. Hope your battery runs out.
Well, Bobby, I actually there have been some submissions for people who want to help you with your workouts. I got a video of one guy right here.
Uh-oh.
Stupid internet ruining all the jokes.
Tiger moves.
Oh, the great John McSweeney.
I would do this.
Savage beauty. Look at that powerful body. Strength, grace, magnificent form. How does the tiger manage to keep himself at the peak of physical fitness for his entire life? He doesn't lift weights, work machines, perform calisthenics or aerobics, and he doesn't jog. Yet he can tear the head off a man. His power.
He just described you right there. You can tear the head off a man, Bobby.
For sure. Majestic when you walk.
Yeah.
Powerful.
First of all, the reason why they're fucking, it's genetically different, you fucking old coot.
You're genetically different.
You know what I'm saying? That's just ridiculous. How come a lion? Because it's an animal. Gorillas are born with fucking abs, dude. I mean,
Dude, I interviewed Jack LaLanne one time when he was like 98 years old or whatever, 90, 99. Dude, that might be one of my best interviews because he was so...
Aerobics may have made exercise more fun.
Fuck was that?
Sorry.
Anyway,
producing. Let him do his thing.
he's mushing. He's mushing me. I was in the middle of a goddamn rant, mush.
Sorry.
Mike, calm down. Use the force.
I don't even care about what I was talking about. I'm so excited that you jerks are coming here and then I'm gonna have friends for a week. I can't wait.
Why don't can I ask something?
Yep.
First of all, I want to thank fucking Matt Frost is the best agent ever. He got me this premium cigar of the month club, where every month they send me 5 cigars.
I know of it.
And he got this for me, and I fucking love it. I love it. So you're out there. You have a lot of friends. You have a lot of people that care about you.
I have a lot of people that care about me, but I don't really have a lot of friends. I don't mean that from I have no friends. I have plenty of friends, but I don't have a lot of people that I like hanging out with all the time, like doing stuff with. Like I only have like when I have stuff to do, I want to do it with Pete,
right,
or with Dr. Paul, who's the one who looks like you,
right.
Other than that, and then that's outside of the people that I work with. The people I work with, obviously, I'm closest with, but other than that, I really don't have any. I don't really have any friends. Everybody wants to be my friend, but it's not. You don't have that same. You have to connect with somebody. It's almost like trying to find a girlfriend.
Right.
Plus, I need somebody else to keep their mouth shut. Oh, I would say, and Swigs. I forgot about Swigs. I like doing stuff with Swigs.
Now, what is the odds that fucking Mush, while Joe Russell is sleeping, cuts his throat?
Will he kill Joe or will he kill Austin? Who would you kill first?
Are they both staying at the condo?
No, but they were all going to be together at some point. Mush, if you had the opportunity to kill one of them, who would you kill?
If I had to do a Sophie's choice,
yeah. Is it really that hard?
I mean, if I had to kill one of them, I mean, I've known Joe a while. So I mean, he's like we're actually friends. I don't really know Austin that well. That'd be the only reason. But I mean, I don't want to kill either one of them.
Yeah, I would kill. See, for the same logic, I would want to kill Joe because I know Austin longer. But then again, I don't know. It depends on my mood that day. I might kill them both for fun.
I think you would have us all fight it out for sport.
Oh, absolutely. True. So true. Oh, by the way, I watched the dumbest movie I ever watched in my life last night. And maybe it's because I jumped in on number 3 and not 1 and 2. And I'm going to say this, and some people are going to be upset with it, but I don't get it. And I love dumb action movies. I watched John Wick 3 last night. That was the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
I agree.
The
Part
worst
3 doesn't
acting-
make sense without the first 2.
Okay, but I mean, I get that there was a story that I wasn't following. I know there's something about his wife getting killed, and there's the hotel where you're safe and all that. I get that. But the fight moves, he's fighting 2 guys at one time. Why is one guy waiting until he's done fighting the other guy if the goal is to kill him? Well, he's fighting the one guy, just walk up and stab him.
Because, dude, he's using gunjitsu, they call it.
He didn't have a gun. He was fighting these 2 Chinese guys with a knife for a while. And both of those Chinese guys were like, they could totally fuck him up. To just occupy him, get his attention with one, and the other guy go around and stab him in the side. It was so, I don't know. I watched it and I went, what the fuck did I just watch? And then I rented Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, I like part 1 way better, but yeah.
Well, part 1 was great. Part 2 was awesome. I like part 2. Part 1 was great. Part 2 was awesome. Part 3 was a little shitty. I think they're doing a 4th one, right?
Yeah, they have to, and it ended so stupid.
Yeah,
I turned it on right.
I didn't like any of the ending on part 3. You're right.
I turned it on right when he had to cut his own finger off, and I went, "All right, I'll buy into this."
Who cut his finger off? Oh, John.
John Wick cut his own ring finger off so that he can somehow release himself of his wife. And then with 9 fingers, like Jason Pierre-Paul, he was able to beat up everybody.
Who the fuck is Jason Pierre-Paul?
JPP.
Fuck
He's
is
one
that?
of the greatest defensive players in the NFL. He plays currently for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Before that, played for the New York Giants. Before that, played for the USF Bulls and blew his finger off with a firework during a 4th of July, and still is one of the most dominant linemen in the NFL.
Yeah, sounds like a smart guy.
No, I didn't say he was smart. Dominant.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're dominant.
There he is.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
John Stanley hands.
Oh my god, look at those fucking nubs.
He does have Ninja Turtle hands on the right hand.
Ah, man. Fuck.
But he's
What
still
do you-
unbelievable.
why would he do that? The fact that this is why I don't like fireworks. I love fireworks from a distance. I love professionally lit fireworks. I have no desire to drive to Pennsylvania, go to some fucking shed and buy $500 worth of fireworks off some guy, bring it back to New York, light them off in my backyard. It's just death waiting to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like to light my own fireworks. I don't like to even get too close to other people lighting fireworks. But you're right, professional fireworks, Disney, great. That's all I want to see.
I love professional fireworks.
I know.
Makes
I'm
me
kind of over it
emotional.
a little bit. I'm kind of over. It's a kid's thing.
No, it's an America thing. It's an America thing.
Chinese thing.
It's not a Chinese thing.
We
It's
get
an
them all
American.
from China. We get them all from China.
I don't care where you get it from. So don't we get the cars from China?
You're
But it's-
appropriating. You're using cultural appropriation. You're stealing something from China to make it your own without giving them the credit for it. You get canceled for that.
Is that an axe behind you? What's hanging on the wall? Yeah. I hope that falls.
Me too. Right in your lap.
I hope it falls by you fucking right in your head and fucking blood comes right out of that flag.
Can you imagine getting hit with this?
Oh my God. But America is the 4th of July is fireworks, man. Who the fuck doesn't like who doesn't like fireworks?
Me.
Yes, Terry, I know Chinese invented fireworks, but it's fucking American. They don't do it. They use fireworks when they do that dragon fucking roly thing every once in a while.
Is spaghetti American?
What's that?
You mean in their Year of the Dragon celebration? Is
Well,
spaghetti?
I want you to talk. Yeah, ask me questions about. I'll fill you in on what I think. All right, ready?
Spaghetti. Is spaghetti American?
Spaghetti or linguine? Are you talking all pasta or just spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti's American.
Even though it originated in Italy, that's American.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna school you on something. Spaghetti was invented in Scranton, Pennsylvania, by his name was Freddie Spaghettio, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna fill you in on these facts. Linguine, gnocchi, and or as they say in fucking the middle of this country, gnocchis.
Gnocchi.
All that stuff, tortellini, fettuccine, fucking cavatellis, they were invented in Italy. Spaghetti was invented by Frank Spaghettio.
How about
ask me any question. I will fill you in on facts from everything. Go ahead.
how about the hamburger?
Hamburger was invented in Connecticut. Okay. Actually in New Haven, Connecticut was the first hamburger. Now the hamburger, when it first came out, was a rich person treat. Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yes. And what they would do, it was only given to the rich people, but then all of a sudden they would give it out in a wax paper, and there was no bun. It was you'd have to eat it like this. So this guy in New Haven was like, well, we'll put some bread on either side, made the hamburger. The place is still open. I think it's called Lou's in New Haven, Connecticut. They still use the same ovens to cook the hamburger and to toast the bread. And when you go in there and you sit down and it's packed.
Are you saying that they've had ovens since the early 1600s?
Buddy, it's a toaster.
Are we ignoring the fact that, you mean when they didn't have electricity? Are we ignoring the fact that the hamburger may have come from Hamburger, Germany?
Buddy, it did not come from Hamburger, Germany.
I was asking.
I'm telling you where it came from. The hamburger, as we know, was invented in New Haven, Connecticut by Lou.
Okay, how about sandwich?
Sandwich?
Yes.
The sandwich in general?
The concept of a sandwich.
Concept of a sandwich. Okay, now you're getting into the nitty gritty. The concept of a sandwich. Now that's when we get into Germany. Okay, because the Germans didn't like to get their hands greasy. Okay. But also they needed something for their workers to have the meats. They love these meats in Germany and cheeses, and they didn't. They needed something, so they took the bread. Now I believe his name was Ivan Lecheski, who he was a Polish descent that lived in Germany. Took 2 pieces of bread and big thick cuts of ham with some cheese and invented the sandwich.
Okay.
Sandwich, roughly translated, means meat with bread. So
you are saying that it does not belong to John Montague, also known as the 4th Earl of Sandwich, who is known as the inventor of the sandwich. You say that is hogwash.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's hogwash. It's that what he invented was the refined sandwich.
Okay.
Okay. So, that he actually wound up selling and making money off. This guy who originated the sandwich was my friend from Germany.
Now, what about the hot dog? That's
hot dog. Yep. Hot dog. Oh, hot dog. Woof. Hot dog, the hot dog as we know, right? That was invented. First of all, there's an American hot dog.
I can tell you that there's a definitive answer to this question.
Well, I don't know what are you trying to say?
Well, I'm saying this isn't a mystery like the burger or the sandwich. I mean, there's a person who's been credited with inventing the hot dog. Where he was, I will let you explain it to everybody.
Well, I mean, look at the hot dog was invented in 1904 in St. Louis. Okay. That's just a fact. Everybody knows but you got to understand, you got to go back to the fucking original hot dog. It was a Bavarian sausage called the Fenchwanger.
What year would that be, you think?
That would probably be in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
1860-ish?
Yeah, maybe around that. I'm not too keen on the date, but it was, of course, it was the main Frankfurter was invented in Germany because, I mean, Frankfurt or Germany, you understand?
Right.
But
are you aware
of the hot dog we're talking about that we like is St. Louis in around 1904, somewhere around that.
Are you aware of Charles Feltman?
Yeah, I know Charlesy. Yeah.
Charlesy sold the first hot dog from a hot dog cart in 1860. and he opened the first hot dog store and sold over 3,600 hot dogs in his first year.
Look at, okay, look, yes, you can do that. It was actually 1871, 1860s to 1871. Feldman was a German baker that did invent that part of it. But the one we're talking about, the one that was selling at, events, that was probably 1893 to 1906, somewhere in there. And that's what you talk. I mean, there's many levels of this.
I've got one more. This is pretty black and white.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
The electric guitar.
Electric guitar, invented by a guy named Les Paul.
That's correct. That's very correct.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, what else?
You're a wealth of knowledge. You're a wealth of knowledge.
Anything you want to know about history, anything you want to know about, facts, you can just ask me and I will tell you.
Do you know anything about Disney World?
Yeah, Walt Disney, real name Gary.
Gary Disney?
Name was Gary Disney. Didn't like Gary, didn't flow well.
It's Disney.
Yeah, Disney.
Not
and
Disney.
It's Disney.
You're saying Disney.
Yeah, Disney.
Disney, not Disney.
Yeah, Disney.
Okay. Say it again. Gary what?
Gary Disney. Huh?
I'll allow it. Go ahead.
Gary Disney was came up with the concept. Now, most people don't know this, that Lisa Disney, who was adopted by the Walt family, the Disney family, who Walt despised, couldn't stand, because she was adopted. We used to play, and she would create stuff in sand in the backyard. They gave her a sand pit because she was adopted, so she didn't get any toys. And all the boys, Gary and his brother.
What was his brother's name?
I just told you.
No, you said Gary and his brother.
Yeah, his brother, Sean.
Who?
Sean Disney.
Oh, not Roy?
Who?
Do they both have dual names like Walt and Gary, Sean and Roy?
Dude, Roy and Sean are the same person. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm asking. I was unaware of
Sean Roy Disney. It was very common back then to have a middle name. They don't do that much anymore because people are lazy. But Sean Roy Disney was his brother. Now you get Gary, who his middle name was actually Patrick. My name, same as mine.
Why did they call him Walt?
Well, he changed it. I'll tell you why he called. I'm getting to that point because the sister, she would make sand castles, and he came up one day, Gary, and she was like, "What are you doing?" And she said, "This is my fantasy land. This is where I want to I go, and it has rides, and it has learning centers, and it has fun things, and there's a mouse named Icky. She named it Icky, and
not more."
No, and he was like, "Oh, that's stupid," and he pissed all over it. Just took his cog out and pissed all over it. She cried so much that she committed suicide.
Oh my! That's why you never hear about her.
Never hear about her, and the family never talked about her, right? And the mother they were at the funeral, and the mother was like, "This is your fault. You're such a Walt." And a Walt back then. Walt back then was like a very bad word. It was like using the N word. It was like, you're a Walt.
You don't want too many Walts in your neighborhood.
You look at back in those days, you didn't want to be called a Walt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so he actually felt so bad and so distraught over that years later that because he actually went bankrupt. He had a pharmacy for a while. And then all the career paths he took it, and then he remembered his adopted little sister and what he did, and he felt so bad about it that he said, "I'm going to make this a reality. I'm going to do this for you." And he made this whole thing a reality. He started out with the cartoons, and then
Look at Lou wrote. Lou's killing it today. He's Walter with the hard R when you're really mad.
Right, exactly.
Bunch of fucking Walters around here.
So yeah, you're a Walter. If you want to really disrespect somebody, go, you're a fucking Walter.
Mm-hmm.
You're Walter.
Mush, you fucking Walter.
Yeah, you Walter.
You better watch that R.
So, and then basically he opened this up as a homage to his sister, and he changed his name to Walt because of what his mother. He took that on to always remind himself of what he did, and now he makes children happy. Was his so he actually had a. You're such a Walt. It's all gonna happen. Yeah, so there you go. That's the history of Walt. That's the history of Disney.
That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, anytime you want to know something, just let me know. I pretty
any
much
truth know. that Walt's sister is buried in the haunted mansion.
Huh? Yes, absolutely. The haunted mansion was actually Walt's first home with his first wife. His sister haunted the halls, and she would actually. So he invented the haunted castle as, what she did. It all stemmed from that. She scared him into, in coming up with all these characters for her to appease her. And she finally, I believe in 1973, left and moved on because he actually was, with the cartoons and all that stuff. Yeah.
When Disney World opened, he decided she left.
Well, she was happy. She was finally content with peace. Yes. What else? You got anything else?
I was going to ask you about toothpaste.
Toothpaste. You want?
Toothpaste.
Yeah, American Indians actually invented toothpaste. That's a funny story. American Indians back in the day, what would happen is that when they would take shits, okay, and they took shits, and what they would do is they would rub mint leaves on their anuses after they took shits. So they wiped their anuses with mint leaves, and it would make their anuses actually smell better. Yeah. And one of them was like, well, woke up one day in the teepee, and I think it was I think his name was Running Pig or something like that. He was with this girl named Running Pig, and the chief, and she woke up, and I think they had sex, and there was a fire, and they hadn't washed in a while because they were on the run and all this stuff, and they woke up the next day, and she had her breath was all yucky from swallowing load, and the fire and eating. She had some horse meat, and he was like, oh, fuck. And he made her eat the mint. He goes, put that in your mouth. It smells like an anus. Oh. Your mouth smells like butthole. And he rubbed it on her teeth. And they wound up inventing toothpaste from the mint. So they would get the fat from chickens, right, and mix it with the mint to form a paste, right? And then they would use sticks. And they would rub it in with sticks.
Chicken fat on their teeth with sticks.
With mint. The mint was main, but the chicken fat would make it into a compound. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I have to tell you, I did not expect the history lesson that we got today, but I'm glad that we know that we can always come to you now.
I mean, I'm not a savant, but I do know a lot about a lot.
More than I knew. I had no idea about Sean or Gary.
Yeah.
Or the sister.
Yeah.
And now I like fireworks.
Fireworks, man. It's 4th of July. And yes, they were invented by the Chinese, but that was one of the things after World War II that we were like, listen, we pretty much saved you because Japan was about to overrun China.
Mm-hmm.
Japan was going to take over China. It was a fucking fact. They were just going to take it over, and Japan would have had all of China, Hong Kong, everything was going. And they had the fireworks. So we were like, oh, we dropped the bombs. And then America, one of the things was like, listen, we now saved you. And they were like, well, we would like to present you with a gift. And the General McAllister was there.
General McAllister.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was like, well, what would you like? And he said fireworks. So we used fireworks on the 4th of July for the first time back then in I believe it was 1945. And that's how we celebrated,
Yeah, I gotta tell you, this is the best, the most knowledgeable podcast I've ever been on.
It's great. I mean, I'm happy to share this knowledge with people because it's all up here and I got it. And, I can't seem to get rid of it. What else is going on today? What
is the Rad Dude Cast?
Did you see what the Rad Dude Cast? Where is that? What does that say? Who said that?
I just did.
From what?
Something Mush was on today. Mush?
Oh, that's Anthony DeVito, Brendan Ayer, and Greg Stone's podcast.
I didn't know that. I didn't know Greg Stone had his own podcast.
Yeah, it's great.
We haven't had him on in a while either.
What time was the Rad Dude Cast?
I recorded those on Monday and Wednesday.
Let me tell you something. Can I say something real quick?
Make it quick. you said quick. I don't say it as slow as you want.
The Laugh Button Network, aka formerly known as the Riotcast Network, I love what we're doing. The Rad Dude Cast, Defend Your Movie, or what are they calling it now? Defend Your
DYM.
DYM, yeah.
DYM. Lewis Black, the Chip Chipperson Show. They really do. We really have one of the fucking most young, vibrant, interesting, funny, creative networks out there right now. I really believe
listen to more of those things.
Huh?
I have to start listening to more. Like, I didn't know Greg Stone was on a podcast. I like him.
Greg Stone and Anthony DeVito. And who's the other guy?
Brendan Ayer.
Fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, and he's on another podcast with Greg Stone, which is also on your network.
Damn, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't made a nickel.
Not Greg Stone. Sorry, Greg Warren. Sorry.
Yeah, I haven't made one nickel from this company yet. But listen, the thing is, I used, back in the day when it was me and Rob, at least I got a couple shekels out of this fucking thing.
Are you watching
Bush makes more money from the network than I do.
Are you watching that show, that Comedy Central? I mean, a Showtime Comedy Store documentary?
I'm not, but I did see some clips of Rogan and the Carlos Mencia stuff.
So I would probably watch it from a different perspective than you, but it's very interesting, especially with the old school stuff at Letterman. They really had access to everybody for this. Leno, Letterman, Jim Carrey, Tim Allen, like all the bigwigs. And but anyway, that episode that you were talking about, they showed Tom Segura on Joe Rogan's podcast before anybody was really doing podcasts, and it was just him and Tom sitting on a couch while Red Band recorded it. It was pretty interesting to watch. Segura's like, I didn't even know what I was doing. I was like, after it was over, like, what the fuck is that? But that's how far he's come.
Well, it's funny because watching Rogan lay it out the way he laid it out, because we just saw all we heard was Carlos Mencia was a fucking thief, and then we heard Rogan talk about it weirdly, but social media wasn't as big as it is now. And he wasn't big. No. He was big to me because
he was a judge on Last Comic Standing, and he had done that to Ant too. Ant was doing a joke, and he called Ant out. Maybe it wasn't Ant, I don't remember, but he called somebody out for stealing a joke, and then he went after Mencia. I'm like, why is this guy the fucking joke police? What's the deal? But I didn't realize he was standing up for guys like Ari and guys that he claims that the guys that claim he stole their jokes. But can I tell you something, knowing Carlos? I don't think he knows it. I don't think he realizes that he's doing it. Yeah, you say no?
Let me tell you something. Okay, the progression of what he talked about was interesting because like I said, I never heard the backstory. So Tommy, the guy who ran the Comedy Store, was a fucking mental patient.
Yes.
I mean, just a bad person. Okay. I just don't think he was one of those LA typical fucking, and I'm not hating on LA, but listen, New York has certain people. LA has that, hey man, fucking crazy person that somehow gets put in charge of something because of political correctness or fucking people are nice and they put a fucking lunatic in charge of something. And then he wields his power for years until somebody finally says, you know what, go fuck yourself. Like the new guy Adam stepped in. But here's the thing. Joe Rogan left. Everybody left. Imagine going to a club and being petrified to perform because a comic who has way more power than you is potentially going to take your act. So the final you get to perform at a club, and which is very hard in LA, by the way, and you're going to go on and you got to forfeit your time. You got to not do new shit. You got to not be a free young comic. You have to do some horse shit because you're afraid that this guy who has all the money, all the power, all the fame is going to take your shit, use it, and it's not your shit. It's like being assaulted.
Well, let me ask you a question. I don't see it. I don't see it like I don't see as much of it as everybody else did.
Let me just finish one point too. Yeah. And then Rogan gets his fucking loses everybody. Okay. Now he's not a comedian, Rogan. He's not that yet. He's the guy on Fear Factor in the UFC. He's still building his shit. Now he loses his club, his main club that he works at tells him, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Lunatic, you gotta go. And then fucking because of fame, by the way, because they thought he was going to be the next, Carlos was going to be the next guy. And then fucking manager agent gone. He had to make the decision, goodbye, because you're already picking a thief over me. So I'm out. So he had to walk away from all that. Look, I know Rogan, look, he's a very confident guy and he's very passionate, but you know what? That must have been a terrifying decision for him to have to make. Yeah. That must not a terrible, but like, fuck, man, this sucks. Now, I don't agree. He was going up to other comics because he still had money. Let's not be crazy. Joe had money and he was going up to smaller comics going, he steals, blah, blah, blah. Say something on video. And like, there was guys like, I don't know, because they're petrified. They don't want to lose their spot because they make fun. You just lost your spot, but you still have a gig. You still have money in the bank. You know what I mean?
I do. The only examples they ever really show are the one with Ari where he says that he's hiring the Mexicans. He's building the wall to keep out the Mexicans, but who's going to build the wall? And you're like, that's not it's a joke.
There was 1,000 people around the country doing that joke that didn't know who Ari was at the time.
Right, but also it wasn't that hard to come up with if you're, you know what I mean. And then now if you went in there and you were like, let me tell you about my belly button is the best part of my body, and you went into this whole bit about your belly button, then Mencia's doing belly button shit. That's a stealing thing. Now I'm not saying you didn't do it. All I'm saying is that's the only thing they show. And that was the only thing that Rogan showed.
The problem with Mencia is that he would see shit like that where it's like it would be plausible for him to take it. Yeah. So he was aware it's like I can take this joke and get away with it because there's probably other people doing this joke also, but I'm going to be on TV first.
Yeah, but he already admitted to stealing. He already did admit to it. Yeah, he admitted to stealing.
The problem was he was a smart thief, which was why he was dangerous.
He admitted to stealing, and he also he did a fucking Cosby joke about having kids, and he doesn't have kids. Okay, it's all right. So here's the deal: you get called out as being a thief. You don't go fuck you. You go, dude, I didn't do it. I'll stop doing the joke. I'll stop all those jokes. You don't.
Is that the first time he was ever called out on when Rogan got him on stage, or has somebody ever said anything to him before?
I highly doubt that was the first time. It's just that you're wielding so much power at that point. You're making so much money. You're untouchable.
Yeah.
Nobody is. Look at they kicked Joe out of the fucking club. His agents, who were fucking Carlos's agents, called him up and said, "You have to apologize, or you gotta." And he was like, "No, goodbye."
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, to me, what I learned from that whole thing is that, you know, if you looked at the facts and saw him stealing jokes, and Joe Rogan was like, look, he went up and stood up for comics, we all should have kind of got behind him in a way. I remember after that, Carlos was on Opie and Anthony show, and he was on the Virus tour, you know?
Yeah.
He was on the show, and we were all like, what the fuck's going on, guys? You know?
Because when you're not a comedian, you have to give the guy the benefit of the doubt, because we didn't all know Rogan like we know Rogan now. And we didn't know if he was just being a fucking bully, because we also know that he's a badass, and that Carlos or any other comedian isn't going to get up and punch Joe Rogan in the face. So we didn't really know the story. So you had to kind of, I had a Carlos on right after that happened, and I didn't know him and never met him, and that was the first thing I asked him, and he went through the whole thing and he talked about it. And when it's over, you're like, now I don't know what the fuck to believe, because he is so charming when he talks and he confronts it. So you don't know. That's why I said earlier, I'm like, I don't know, but I think the more I hear.
Well, same thing happened to Marin too. When Marin interviewed him, we felt the same way.
And then Marin went after him again.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? I think that was kind of fucked up, and he had talked to some other people.
Yeah, and then Marin had to go out and find him again to do another episode, because he wanted to clarify some shit. It's just from an outsider's point of view, you always want to hear all sides of the story, and when you see the video that Joe put, you know that's only Joe's side. But I get it now. I mean, I'm not a comics author.
The hottest thing in the world. Look, I had a joke about Osama bin Laden. There had to be Osama bloopers, because he was filming this shit in a cave, and he used to smoke weed. There's no way. And I was like, you know, hey, okay, Americans must. Oh wait, take it, do it again, you know. And I had the joke about Afghan girls gone wild, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember I saw like 3 people do the joke. You know what I mean? And then what's his name? Fucking who's the guy, the world champ?
Oh, Judah Freelander.
Judah came up to me, hey man, I do that joke too about the Afghan girls going something like that. And then I remember, you know, it's just like, all right, when you're doing topical shit, you better get it the fuck out, get it on TV, because 19 people, and if anybody sees it, they're going to take it. Yeah. And even if it's very easy to come up with that joke, right?
Much like 30 Summers Left.
Well, that was fucking ridiculous. That guy took my joke.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He saw you do it, and he put it on his Netflix.
Who was that? Mush?
Dion Cole.
I don't know who the fuck that guy is anyway. So
he's a writer on Conan. He's a pretty big comic. He had just had a special. Look, man, I did a show in Philly at the Punchline. He was in the crowd. I did that joke. No, but you don't know the backstory to that. Someone came up to him and saw my joke and said, yo, dude, you should do this, and gave him my joke. Right. And he'd be like, oh, that's a good line. I like that. He has no idea. He might have never, he just coincidentally happened to be there. And then fucking 6 months later, my joke, 30 Summers, I did that on TV. I did that on the Tonight Show 8 months before. So my joke is on TV before his. I'm good. I'm stamped. I'm copywritten. Here's my date. And then you did it after me. You saw me at the Punchline. I'm not going to go up to him and go, you took my joke. That's on you, not me.
When somebody bigger than you steals your shit, then you're in trouble. That's kind of why all the comics should have backed Rogan on that, because we have people steal our shit. I don't think that Ellen or Jimmy Fallon have ever heard my show. They don't know who I am, but there's a writer or there's somebody that pitched that idea of things that morning shows do around the country. Like they came up with it, and somebody goes, oh, that's a good idea. We've been doing that bit with Jimmy Fallon where you wear the headphones and you say something with the headphones on. We've been doing that shit. We have it documented for 7 years. You know, we do Google Feud Now Ellen's people have stolen so much shit that we have done. Now, do they listen to our show and steal ideas? No. Or do we just come up with the idea? Maybe both of us came up with the same idea, or is some intern or somebody pitching in the meeting to get attention? And that's probably what happened. That's what I think happened to Howard on the Tonight Show, where he always accuses Jay of stealing all his shit. I think some of the writers who are big Howard fans are probably like, hey, you should do this. Kind of, because we all look at what would Howard do when you come up with an idea.
Yeah, Family Guy writers were said to have stolen a lot of their jokes from going to the Comedy Store.
Yeah,
and you know what, dude? I remember we did Opie and Anthony, and I came in, and my whole thing was that all you need is a people and a catchphrase, and you'll be famous. That's all you got to do. And that's where Billy the Bass Man. I came up with Billy the Bass Man, right?
Should have wrote that out, man.
And then I think it was maybe 3 weeks later, SNL had that skit, a people and a fucking catchphrase.
Yeah.
And they had a black guy, they had this, they had a woman. And I'm like, you don't think that those guys aren't listening to Opie and Anthony in their prime?
In New York?
In New York City?
Catchphrase Kings of Comedy? Sorry.
And they're not what?
Was that the catchphrase Kings of Comedy?
Yes. A people and a catchphrase, right? Yeah. And it's like, dude, is it whatever? Listen, I know for a fact, commercial writers go to comedy clubs with a notepad and write down comics premises and put them in commercials. How many times have comics been sitting there going, that's my joke. That's my joke. I've seen fucking dudes with notepads at the cellar in the back writing down shit.
Mm-hmm. We did comedy one time. I think it was a charity gig where the whole show got up there and did comedy. We all wrote our own bits and all that. And I went up there and did a joke. And then like a year later, I watched Tom Segura's special.
Yeah.
He did the similar joke. And I was like, oh, no, I didn't think Tom Segura stole the joke. I just was so happy that we were on the same wavelength, that we actually had the same idea. I'm a genius.
But here's the problem is people don't realize how hard it is to come up with material. It's fucking the pressure and the anxiety is constantly with you every single day to think of something new to say. Now, cut to, these people have been accused. They get to it. They spent 15 years working on an hour, right? Working on that hour. Okay. And then they get it out and it gets them success and gets them fame. And then they spend the next 3 years working on the next hour that pops them, like blows them the fuck out. Right now, they want another hour right away because you toured. Sure. Now you got to go back out, and that's where your money lies. Now your hour has to be converted within 6 months to a year because you got to go back out there. So a lot of these people hire writers. A lot of these people pay other comedians to tour with them and help them with their act and write jokes and come up with tags. Now, you don't think that these other people are just be like, hey, do this or do that. Absolutely. I'm not saying that they're stealing, but maybe the people that are helping them come up with jokes to be paid, the pressure's on them too. Yeah. So maybe they're stealing. And I looked at that episode with Rogan, and I think everybody was behind Rogan, but like I wound up doing a show, like I said, the Opie and Anthony show, or the Virus Tour. And what are we going to do? Protest the show? Hey, I'm not going to take my fucking thousands of dollars because I don't have, if I had that ability, if I had a few million in the bank, I'd be like, I'm not doing the show. Why? Because he's on the show. Well, we want you on the show. Well, fuck it. You know what I mean? I don't have that ability. And I did a show down in, yeah. You're absolutely wrong, Lou. I'm told that joke. I'm telling that joke at Side Splitters next week.
Right in front of him.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I will be there. But like when I did a show down in Tampa. I was on the show. It was me and a couple other guys. Last minute, they stuck fucking Mancia on.
Oh, really?
And I was like, two things with Mancia after that happened with me. I was at the Funny Bone in Virginia Beach. They called me up. They go, or Virginia, wherever the fuck it was, one of the Funny Bones in Virginia, not Virginia Beach, the other one. And they go, okay, listen, Carlos is going to take one of your shows. I think it was Saturday night. He was taking the late show. He's coming. He would just go town to town to town and do one show. And, you know, he'd sell it out, make his money. He would literally print the CD of that show right at the end of the show. You'd get a copy of that show. I mean, he is a fucking businessman. Okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm not, I go cancel me. I'm not doing that. I'm not, first of all, you're disrespecting me. You're taking my show away. And we're paying you the same money. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're taking away a Saturday night from me. You're taking away one of the shows that is easier to sell. Okay. For me. And it's kind of just, and number two, I'm not going up with him in the crowd.
No.
In front of me.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting there with him. And then the one in Florida, the last minute they added him. And they were like, okay, your headline. I go, nope. I go, he's going up after me. I'm out. No way. I'm not fucking doing that. You're not going to just sneak in on a show, go in a prime spot. I don't know. I go, I don't know how much time he's going to do. I can't trust that because he's one of those guys that goes up for fucking 2 hours.
Yeah.
Which I think that is so fucking horse shit. And I know your boy Ralphie May used to do it.
That's one of the first things you ever said to me. You were like, Ralphie, I heard he goes on for like 2 hours. Like, oh yeah, sometimes. And you were like, how do you think about that? I go, I don't know. Sometimes it's funny as shit. And you were like, I can tell you didn't like it.
No, I don't like it. I think it's fucking bullshit. I think you're holding people hostage. They came to a show for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Maybe do an hour and a half. Once you go past an hour and a half, now you're just being selfish. Now you're just fucking lonely. But
I don't know. I mean, like I can't. I like Carlos on my show.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference between doing stand up and being on a radio show. You can be great. Louis C.K. is terrible on the radio, but you have to put him on because he's such a big celebrity. But he's terrible on the radio because he doesn't really want to be there. But he's a brilliant comedian. Yeah. So it works the other way. You can have a guy you don't like as a comedian. Like I put girls on the show that are great on the show and shitty comedians. You know what I mean? So
I know you do. Fucking go through the list of them.
Double dog.
But, no, I got to say this about Carlos too, because he did something at the Virus tour that was pretty. You can't if you're not funny, and if you're not a fucking talent. You wouldn't be able to pull it off. He went on in front of, I think it was 12,000 people, and they were booing him. He went on towards the end, and they were booing him, and they were turned on him because of course it's an O&A crowd,
right?
And he didn't give a fuck. He went on in front of them, and he turned that crowd. He fucking turned them, pushed back on them, fucking went on a rant. And then right when they got an applause from something funny he said or something, he went right into a joke. He knew what joke. Now, whose joke that was, we don't know. But he went right into a fucking joke and fucking he turned him and laughed. And then he did it. And by the end of it, he had that crowd. You can't deny Carlos is not funny. You can't deny. Now, I don't know why you get to that point. It seems to me that when people start to steal is when they panic because they need material and they can't get it because it takes a long time to get a fucking hour that works. Yeah. And so I don't know what that is, but yeah, it was interesting to see how that really played out. And to see somebody try to stand up for the integrity of comedy and then get fucking rolled over like Joe Rogan. And now he's the biggest thing in the fucking planet. Mm-hmm. It was like, wow, he fucking just stuck to what he believed and who he was, and it paid off. Right. Yep. So,
which is why Bobby and I will continue to do this show in the shadows of other great podcasts until we have world domination.
You're goddamn right.
Just
We
like
will-
Gary and Sean Disney.
Now, what? Let me ask you a question.
I'm sorry, Disney.
Thank you.
R.I.P. Lisa.
What if? I know we got to wrap up, but what if? What'd you say, Lisa?
Yeah, you should rest in peace, Lisa. You said.
Yeah, Lisa. I mean, God, and she no statue, no memory, no nothing.
Just a rotting corpse in the haunted mansion.
Yeah. What if, Mike?
Yes.
And this is a serious question. What if this podcast, when it does, and it takes off, and it's like, dude, you got to make a choice. Like, me and Dane were in a group called Al and the Monkeys.
Oh, I know.
And there came a choice where he had to pick his career over the group's career. And he made that choice without hesitation. Boy, did he cut that fucking arm off. What are you going to do when it's like, dude, we're going to become worldwide. We're going to get we have millions of followers. We are the motherfuckers. And they go, look, you got to do this show or that show. What are you going to do?
I'm going to make the right choice. I'm going to go with whoever pays me the most money. Hey, look, in all seriousness, if I can have a show where I do an hour a day or 2 hours a day and do it from my home, and I don't have to do all the other shit that goes with it, and I can make pretty close to the same money, I'll take that. At this age, I would take that in a fucking second. Instead of getting before, I was off today. And you know what the best part about being off today? Because I didn't do anything great. I didn't do anything fun. I did clean my garage, did some shit around the house. The best part about it is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I didn't feel like I was going to fucking die because I was so tired. I was sitting in Carline and I was like awake and talking to my daughter. Normally I'm like drifting off. That's the best part about that. Mornings suck. The time slot sucks. The job is great, but the time slot just sucks.
Right. Yeah.
I watched a movie last night. Stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning. It's fucking great.
Yeah. It's a tough gig, man. Morning radio. Coming up with fucking 4 hours a day, 5 days a week of original content is, I feel like, mind-numbing and doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, now watch Ellen take your fucking bit that you've been doing for 3 years, put a different name on it, and make a gazillion dollars a year doing it. You're like, you fucking short-haired cunt.
Yeah, if she goes on our show and says her asshole looks like a dead octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm very happy. Most of my jokes you can't steal because you can't say them on TV.
Yep.
I feel like we've accomplished a lot today within this show.
Listen, if anything, the pride in which people should have that listen to this show today about America and all the great things that we thought were invented elsewhere, only to find out that spaghetti, hot dogs, the sandwich, and Disney World
and the hamburger
were all invented here in these United States and then farmed out to other countries.
Yeah.
I say to that, I salute you, Bobby Kelly, you fucking true American.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
In the name of Sean and Gary Disney, we thank you.
And poor Lisa. Poor Lisa. Yes.
My wife just texted me and said we had a kitchen mishap. And I just waited to see what happened. She sent me a picture of the cabinets and one door is completely off.
On what door?
On the cabinet. One of the cabinet doors is just off. But we're tearing all those cabinets down next week, so I might as well just start pulling them fucking down anyway.
It's all got. Oh, fucking Lou is on fire today.
America is great. It's all gonna happen. Don't be late, or it won't happen.
Yes, listen, crumb bum pizza. I mean, I can tell you real quick. That was invented in Boston.
Yep. Even I can back that up.
Yeah,
that's true.
Real quick, we have one last video from a guy who wants to be on your show, Bobby.
Sure.
So hopefully
I'll be on my show on my 30-day Less City Challenge.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Fucking Lou. Face band?
Okay, let's begin your warm-up. The beauty of these exercises, of course, is you can do them in your closet. Groin stretch. We did a lot of this on the A-Team, television series I did a couple of years ago. Remember, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. By the way, you'll notice my socks haven't moved. My wife
Look at
made
his dick coming out.
fun of it
You
before I
see his penis coming out?
The oblique sideburn is not to be
Go back to
confused
that,
with what
Mush.
Elvis Presley wore during his hair.
Look at right there. You can see.
Oh
his-
yeah.
By the way, you'll notice my sock. By the way, you'll notice
Blow
my
that-
socks haven't moved.
Look at
My
the
wife makes-
Stamikas coming out.
Yep.
Look at Stamikas right there.
Yep.
Listen. He's got his socks. This is how fucking what a hack I am. I stole this off Face. I stole less titty challenge off the Face. This is after A-Team. I'm doing mine after Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll and Louis. I'm in a shed. This is you haven't seen him since that.
No.
Does he actually have a steel? Does he have abs?
Here he kind of does. He has
Yeah, he
80s.
looks great.
I mean, he was handsome. Don't get me
He
wrong.
looks fun. Dude, he looks great. I mean, dude, could you imagine fucking doing that video? Go back to that video for a second. Look at that room. He had to go to a studio.
Mm,
That's a studio. Look at that mat they got him on.
with
Look at
hair
that.
slicked back.
He's doing. I should actually just do this workout, do the face workout.
While he's doing it, do it with him.
Yeah, we should just do it with him. Look at this. Do this. Play that. Let's see what he goes to at the end.
Notice my socks haven't moved. My wife makes me do this every morning in front of her before I start my day.
He's doing what
The
I do.
oblique sideburn is not to be confused with what Elvis Presley wore during his heyday. It's a wonderful exercise to do if you have interesting wallpaper on your ceiling. I'm proud of you. I knew we could do it. Put me back in the little.
Holy shit.
He has an affirmation at the end too.
Yeah. What is his?
He just, I knew you could do it. That's what he was doing.
By the way, anytime Lou talks about jizz, that gets me all hot. Even if it's in Spaceman socks.
You really want to fucking tassel with fucking Lou, don't you?
Yes.
I can't wait till she shows up at one of the shows. Fucking just see her fucking car rocking back and forth.
You
See
don't know
her
if she's
fucking
in trouble or not.
yeah. See, oh, the door opens and 3 cans of root beer just fall out. So, anyways, did you see Biden's son's dick?
No, I saw him like mounting a girl.
Dude, he's got a 9-inch hog.
Wow.
A fucking dude. There's one shot. He's got one of those fucking Taylor measures, and he's got it right down to his bush fat, and it's right to the it's 9 inches.
Good for him.
Good for him is right. Jesus Christ, he's got a beautiful piece. I'm telling you, the one thing you don't want to happen in a sex scandal is your dick to get out there, and it's just terrible.
Although, if your dick gets out there and it looks terrible, but it's not really terrible, that you can also use that to your advantage. You can be
Somebody's
like,
got pictures of your dick that are about to be released.
the only pictures of my dick that I've ever taken make it look fantastic.
Why do you say that? How can it be your advantage? Dude, there was a picture
Because
of
if
Jay.
a girl's like, oh, that guy had a hey, I go, come here, let me show you. That picture was bad. Let me show you. And now they're looking at your dick.
Dude, the picture of Big J's dick back. Did you know about that?
No.
So Big J had his wife or girlfriend or whatever, right? And then she had side piece. And the side piece wound up being nuts. She had a picture of him naked in a doorway of a hotel room, leaning up on the thing with his fucking half fucking full pecker sticking out. And it was like this fucking big, all red, and his guts hanging over it. And he was trying to look sexy. This bitch put it on Craigslist under man for man. So, and she put his email. So all of a sudden you're sitting there and you get an email, dude, you got to click there. You got to go here. You got to go here. And you click on it. It's fucking Craigslist, man for man, gay sex. And it's Big J and his fucking mediocre dick.
Oh,
Yeah. The only thing I regret is I didn't get it. I didn't know how to screen cap back then. I'd have that on my fucking wall in this shed as a poster.
make a phone case out of it.
Well, no, I would cut the dick part out and I would just put a little dowel coming out of the wall and then hang my hat on it. If anybody can get that pic, please send it to me. It's got to be somewhere.
Oh, I guarantee it's out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we gave you guys a lot to talk about today. I think we covered a lot of stuff. Tomorrow we have another show. Saturday, I'm going to Luis Gomez's house. He's renting a house in Jersey, and he's throwing a Halloween party. And I called him today, and I'm like, well, what are you doing for the kids? He's like, oh, they'll be outside on the trampoline. I go, what? How many kids do you got? He goes, like 10, 12 kids are showing up. I go, well, are you taking temperatures of some of these fucking rugrats?
That's right.
He's like, oh shit, I gotta get a thermometer. I'm like, yeah, not a mouth one, an electric one. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, well, it's 45 degrees outside. You're going to keep the kids outside for 4 hours?
Yeah.
He goes, dude, I got a small house. I go, you got to let them come in. I go, yeah. He goes, I got a room in the basement they can play in. I'm like, you can't just stick them in a room with nothing.
Just an unfinished basement and a water heater.
I go, do you have chairs for people? He goes, oh shit, I got to get chairs. I'm like, what are we going to stand for 4 hours? I go, do you have a table? He goes, oh, I got to get tables.
Oh,
I go, what,
man.
are we going to eat on the floor like fucking Indians?
I'm almost happy he doesn't like me, so he doesn't invite me to anything.
And then he goes, I go, what are the adults eating? He goes, pizza. I'm going to get pizzas. I go, that's it. You got 12. He's got 12 adults coming, and everybody has kids. And then he's got 2 girls coming that don't have kids. It's a kid party. What the fuck?
That's your friend.
So now it's like, Dawn's like, I'll make chili. So Dawn's making chili for tomorrow so that the adults could have some food. Right?
Does she get along with Lewis's girlfriend or whatever?
Yeah. Lewis. Lewis's girlfriend? No.
Oh.
No, she gets Dawn. Listen. Dawn gets along with everybody. If Dawn's there, she gets along with you. If you're invited to my house, Dawn gets along with you. Because if not, she don't go and you don't come. It's if Dawn don't like you, you don't get to come, or she's not going. Right. So yeah, her and Lewis. Let me tell you something. The Lewis that comes to the house on Sundays is not the Lewis everybody knows. We've had absolutely. He's been over a ton, and the boys really love. They're fucking best friends. These 2 guys. So, and they've known each other since they were fucking babies. I have video of them sitting up front where they couldn't walk, hanging out, and Max whacked him in the head with a fucking club. No, absolutely. But Dawn's making chili. She's going to make cupcakes. She's going to make 30 cupcakes for everybody. And she's making cupcakes so everybody has the individual cake. So they're not fucking cutting into a fucking, you know what I mean?
That's smart.
And we're going to bring over a bunch of other shit. But it's like, dude, you can't just throw kids outside on a fucking below 50 day. He goes, they got a trampoline. I go, how many people can go on the trampoline? He goes, 3. I go, what are the other fucking 7 kids going to do?
When you come to my house for Thanksgiving, it's got an arcade in it. It's got bunk beds. I'm going to Dollywood one day.
Yeah.
But chef.
And then he goes like this. He goes, dude, we're going to watch Carrie.
The scary movie?
Yeah. we're supposed to watch a scary movie, and he goes, we'll watch Carrie. But he was joking. He goes, dude, the first scene is just chicks rubbing it out in the shower. He was, yeah. So it's he's hopefully Saturday. He went to. I guarantee he fucking doesn't do any of it. I guarantee we're gonna get there. We're gonna be standing. It's gonna be like being on a fucking submarine, just standing for fucking hours a day to
submarine.
Yeah,
rocking back and forth the whole, switching legs the whole night.
You know, but fuck it. Max and James get along great, so it's gonna be good. And Dawn's cooking, so I'm happy with that. You know, what are you gonna do?
Garbage.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? It'll be fun. We'll have a good time, and then we're gonna go trick. We're gonna go trick or treating in his neighborhood.
I'm sure that's a nice neighborhood.
I'm gonna bring one of my knives. Don't worry about it. So there you go.
All right.
So tomorrow, Mush, what do we got?
Well, we haven't said anything yet. We don't have any guests tomorrow yet. What time do you guys want to go?
Noon. No, I can go whenever.
Are you getting an echo from me, Mush?
We started again. But
right.
It's okay. Most of the show's been gone.
Okay, good. Well, there you go. Yeah, well, all right. So tomorrow what time do you want to start tomorrow? 2? Want to do 2?
That should be good with me.
Let's do 12. Can we do 12 tomorrow?
I can do 12.
No, not 12. Let's do
Jesus,
1.
Here we go.
Let's do 1. Let's do 1 tomorrow.
No, I'm not doing it now.
Here comes the mood swing, everybody. I hope you can see it visually. You can see the mood swing.
Right.
You know where the mood swing was invented? In Tampa.
It was perfected in Tampa.
Yeah, it was started in fucking Staten Island when Michael, put those devil dogs away.
I never liked those things.
Yeah, I don't like devil dogs either. I picked the wrong fucking treat. I should have said a ring ding.
Ooh, I like a ring ding.
A yodel? How about a yodel?
Oh, a fucking yodel's a ring ding, just different shape.
Oh, I fucking love it. You ever put a ring ding on top of a yodel?
No, but that's some good piggy shit right there.
Yeah, you just fucking eat out the center of the ring ding and stick the yodel in.
Yeah.
You get another ring ding, you can make a wheel like a chocolate car.
I'd eat the whole fucking car.
So tomorrow, Mush, take us out here. Go to patreon.com. What do we got, Mush?
Patreon.com/Robert Kelly. If you're watching this on YouTube, Fridays are only on patreon.com/Robert Kelly.
That's correct. Only Friday shows. If you want to be a member of the Ladybugs and watch these live, you can watch them live. You can watch them. You can be right in the chat with all these other funny son of a bitches having a good old time. You can get all the links to the Zooms. You can get the link to the jerk-off party. And you can be a member of this community that we're building of funny, awesome, cool, sexy bitches.
Sexy.
The Ladybugs.
For sure.
And even the men. And you can be a member. Patreon.com/Robert Kelly. Go there, sign up, and support this channel. Also, you can watch it on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and comment. Hit that subscribe button right now. And hit the like button. And hit the reminder button. And every time we do a show, bing, your fucking phone will ring. Bing. And you'll know we're live, motherfucker. You'll know it's up there. And also, you can go to Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and the new caltaandkelly.com. caltaandkelly.com, where you can go, photos, get all our stuff, all our information, and merch. We have merch on that page, coffee mugs. I came up with a great shirt idea for us, by the way.
Get it up. Let's get it up.
So,
send it to me.
We got to get that up. And there you go. That's all the stuff. And make sure you listen to Mike Calta every morning on the Bone app. Get the app. Or you can just go type in the Bone, Mike Calta, on any Google or Safari, and it comes up and you can listen to it right on your phone that way.
So what time tomorrow?
Buy tickets to next week, Calta and Kelly Live. If you live anywhere near Tampa, Florida, I don't care if it's 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours away, get your tickets now. It's the first Calta and Kelly Live podcast. We have me. We have Mr. Mike Calta. We have the Mush. We have Joe Russell. aka the fucking futuristic cocksucker. And we have Austin, the fucking weird religious freak that looks like a fat Elvis. We're going to have a great night. We're going to have fun, and we're going to fucking blast it out with laughs on Wednesday night. And then following that, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, me, Robert Kelly, the master of comedy, will be headlining with Mush and Joe Russell, hosted by the great Mike Calta. Sidesplitters.com.
Sidesplitterscomedy.com.
That's right. Sidesplitterscomedy.com. And there you go. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Mush, you got anything?
Follow me at Mike V. Suarez, and I'll be there next week, guys.
We'll see you guys tomorrow at 2-1-1.
Yeah, fuck.
We'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
1 p.m. tomorrow.
They're number one best friends, almost 1,000 pounds of funny. They're here to entertain you, not because Bobby needs the money. In this place you'll laugh right down from your belly. So get in here, you half a queer. It's time for Calta and Kelly.
Most child molesters love them.